The United States currently has no federal legislation that meaningfully protects the 10 billion farm animals raised and killed for food each year. That means there's been a race to the bottom, where now virtually all farm animals are living on huge, unregulated factory farms. For animals, this means abuse on a massive scale. Chickens, cows, and pigs in these environments endure a life of torture, cramped for their entire lives in dark sheds, without sunlight or fresh air, and often without room to even turn around. Most egg-laying hens have about the space of an iPad to live on for their entire lives. Pigs are often confined in cages barely larger than their bodies, like living in a coffin. The lack of progress on the federal level hasn't stopped states from making changes on their own. Just last year, California approved the strongest farm animal protection law in our country's history, the Prevention of Cruelty to Farm Animals Act, which passed with over 62% of the vote, makes sure that farm animals are no longer confined to the tiny cages that are the norm in factory farms today. Massachusetts passed a similar law in another landslide ballot initiative in 2016, and there are a handful of other states with similar laws. The suffering of these billions of animals and the enormous destruction that factory farming does to our communities and our environment are nothing short of a moral crisis. It's time for our candidates to step up and add meaningful animal welfare policies to their platforms. Julian Castro and Cory Booker have already done so this year. And Castro's policy addresses factory farming in particular, proposing that we set minimum living and space standards for farm animals. I'd recommend that candidates look to the UK for some inspiration. The Labour Party recently released its Animal Welfare Manifesto, which, among many policies, aims to improve the lives of millions of farm animals suffering on farms every day, and to finally ban the use of cages. It's long overdue for factory farming to become an issue of national debate in the US too. The state laws that have been winning big in the last few years are in line with what the majority of American voters believe in: improving transparency, protecting animals from the worst cruelties, and adopting sustainable practices. By including policies like sparing animals from life in a tiny cage, that ballot initiatives show us time and time again are clear winners with the public, it's an issue that enjoys the very rare intersection of being very popular and the right thing to do.